this might be the cutest field trip we've ever been on.
Well, some of the sea turtles here are actually patients in rehabilitation.
That makes me wonder, how do you even go about giving medical treatment to a sea turtle?
I have no idea. And how do baby sea turtles know where to go after they hatch?
Well, let's find out together on this episode of
What's Up, Girl?
What's up, girl?
What's up, ocean lovers? I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Marifer.
And today we're here at the Loggerhead Marinelife Center learning all about sea turtle rescue and rehabilitation. Veterinarians and scientists here work around the clock to help sea turtles recover and return to the ocean.
At this center, they offer daily ocean discovery shows that I want to go check out. But before I go, I want to learn more about all the species of sea turtles that we have here in Florida. Could you please find out for me, Kaylee?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a great question for an expert. So why don't you go check out the show and I'll see who I can find around here and let you know.
Perfect. I'm going to go check out those sea turtles and sharks. See ya.
See ya. To the STEM Girl Hotline. What's up, girl?
What's up, girl? Hey, you know I'm right here, right?
Oh, hey, Dr. Katie. This is great because I have so many questions.
Well, that's perfect. You want to head to the lab?
Let's do it. Hey, Dr. Katie, thank you so much for having us here today. But I'll kick it off with, what patients do you usually see here and why is Florida so important for sea turtles?
Most of the patients that come to the hospital are going to be some loggerheads and a lot of green turtles because Florida has leatherbacks, loggerheads, and green turtles that all nest here. This time of year, we have over 200 nests, new nests every morning.
I saw the number get updated outside earlier. It went from like 2,100 to 2,300 and Marifer and I looked at each other and we're like, it wasn't that 2 minutes ago, right?
Yeah, I know. It's literally ticking up as we're sitting here almost.
So what exactly happens during nesting season?
So this is the 26th year of the Leatherback project, which is a saturation tagging project, which means that we're trying to identify and tag every single leatherback that comes up on this beach.
Wow.
And then we're also encountering some of the loggerhead and green turtles for different research projects. We do some satellite tagging so we can see how many nests they lay, what the time is in between, and then where do they go. We see them here, but where are they going after?
Tell me more about the research that you work on here.
The one thing I'm really interested in is an aspect of sea turtle biology, which is what determines whether or not a sea turtle is a male or female. So sea turtles have what's called temperature-dependent sex determination, and it's actually the temperature during part of their development that will determine if they develop into males or females.
Thank you so much, Dr. Katie, for teaching me how important the research you do here at the Loggerhead Marinelife Center is.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'll talk about turtles anytime.
Me too. Wow, we learned so much about sea turtle research here at the Loggerhead Marinelife Center, but now I really want to see what happens after these turtles are rescued. Luckily, Dr. Barron is waiting for us in the Marine Life Hospital to tell us all about it. Hey, Dr. Barron, it's so great to finally meet you. I have heard nothing but great things. You are the Chief Science Officer at LMC. What does that mean?
Oh, well, I am. I am the Chief Science Officer and Head Veterinarian at Loggerhead Marinelife Center. I am head of the departments for the hospital, for all of research and all of conservation.
Tell me a little bit more about what brings sea turtles into your operating room.
Yeah, there are many reasons why sea turtles would present to a rehabilitation center, and many of those are unfortunately caused by humans. So we get a lot of hook and line cases, a lot of hit by boats, a lot of toxin exposure, but one of the most common reasons is plastics ingestions.
Wow, that's terrible. What do you do for them? Walk me through kind of the process of rescued on the beach to coming into your room.
Right. So if a sea turtle is in trouble, there are a few different paths that people can take to make sure that that animal gets help. And the first one is to call Florida Fish and Wildlife. But we also have that here at Loggerhead Marinelife Center. So if people have a sea turtle emergency, they can definitely call us. Once it gets here, then my team will spring into action. We are really a full service hospital here, so they can do all of what we call the minimum database, which is imaging, so maybe some x-rays, maybe a CAT scan. Once we get all of that information, then hopefully we can arrive at a diagnosis. And if they make it through that first 24 critical hours, we have about an 87% survival and release rate here.
That's incredible, and all thanks to your team and yourself. Thank you so much for having me. It was so great to meet you.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you too. Thanks for coming.
Well, that was an absolute blast. How was your discovery show?
It was amazing. Do you know that they have more than just sea turtles here? You can see sharks and other tropical fish too.
That is awesome. We have to thank everyone here at the Loggerhead Marinelife Center and our experts for teaching us everything about sea turtle rescue, recovery, and conservation.
Right, if you want to help out conserve sea turtle nests, please make sure you clean our beaches and that you also fill in any holes that you dig in the sand, and please turn your bright lights off at night.
And if you come across an injured sea turtle, make sure you call your local rescue organization rather than trying to help it out yourself.
Right, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time on What's Up, Girl?